Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks again for listening. This is Genuine Unintelligence. I know I had posted a plan tonight to do music, but looks like some scheduling issues came up, so it's just going to be me. But I had a little bit of an idea, something kind of interesting that I could go over. It is. So actually, I want to accomplish a couple things tonight. I'm going to do a little bit of an AEW recap, and then I had an idea for the some famous video game series, but the worst entry in those series. Now, and a lot of this doesn't mean they're bad, it's just my opinion on that they're the worst in the series. So I just kind of typed up a few, and I'll kind of add some thoughts on why I think that is. Some of these are probably pretty obvious. But let's start off with one of my favorite franchises, that being Resident Evil. You can probably see where this is going, but for me, Resident Evil 6 was just not it. You have to forgive me. My voice is still going in and out, so I do apologize. But Resident Evil 6 did not have the mojo. 5 was a little bit of a different take. The first one, and only one that I'm aware of, being co-op. But it was pretty fun. 6... that split it up into 3 different campaigns, and it was kind of like playing 3 different games, none of which were really any good. That's the best way I can explain it. The story didn't really have anything captivating anymore. It was just a pretty big miss. I mean, I did play it. I played all Resident Evils, but it just did not have the magic that I was looking for, and a major step down from 5. So I went with 6. The next would be Devil May Cry, one of my other favorite series. And for that, probably pretty obvious, but I went with Devil May Cry 2. Excuse me again, I apologize for having to clear my throat. I'm going to make it through this. Devil May Cry 2. So, Devil May Cry 1 was a surprise hit. If you don't know the story behind Devil May Cry 1, it was actually, since they're both Capcom games, it was meant to be basically Resident Evil 4. Is what the game started out being. And they started changing so many things inside the game, and they're like, hey, this isn't anything anywhere near Resident Evil anymore. So it actually ended up becoming the Devil May Cry series. So the first one was a smash hit out the gate. Definitely different genre for Capcom. It was dark, gritty, violent, everything we love. I don't know what happened going into 2. 2 was supposed to be a prequel, but they completely changed the animation. It looks cartoony. It's also very short. It just did not have the magic. They then turned to complete opposite again to go to 3, which is considered to be the best of the series. And as far as I know, one of the very first games that was so difficult when it came out, they actually had to release a special edition to make the game easier. And 3 was amazing, dark and gritty as well. But 2 was a far cry from the rest of the series, and it's very forgotten. I mean, when I do playthroughs, I usually just skip through 2, to be honest, and just move on from 1 directly to 3. Metal Gear Solid, another one of my awesome favorites. I have both Snake and Raiden tattooed on me. I'm going to say, first I want to clarify, I'm not considering Ground Zeroes. I think Ground Zeroes was solid, but I mean, it's really not a game, it's just a mission. So I'm not going to count that. I'm sure you're probably thinking that I'm going to say The Phantom Pain, but I'm actually going to go with Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. Okay, again, this does not mean it's bad, because I don't think Kojima makes bad games, and obviously this was a prequel, so I think that does take a lot from it. Not being technically Snake. I know we're, big boss here. The eating system is different. Obviously, the snakes and everything. It's just still a great game. It's just, for me, my least favorite. Most people would probably say 4 or 5. 5 because it's such a far cry from the series. And 4 because it's like playing a movie. But I've played 4 so many times, and I just love it. I love the story, the acting, I love the flow. I just can't get enough of it, so can't say 4, so I gotta go with 3. Halo. There's there could be a couple choices here, but I'm gonna go with Infinite. So, I mean, there's a lot. I'm sure if you know anything about Halo, you've heard about Infinite's bad press or bad reputation. So, Infinite, for one, the multiplayer is just barren as can be. I mean, I haven't even tried it in a while, but very few maps to play, such little content. The campaign was delayed, it feels like 30 times, and I think now the co-op is finally out after it's been delayed so many times, and it's just a miss all around. They should have just not released it for like 2 years and just released it all together or something, but 343 has just not done the Halo franchise any favors, to be honest. It's going to be a real shame if this is the end of Halo. To tell you how this game, uninterested I've become in this game, I love Halo very much. I have Master Chief's helmet tattooed on me. I haven't even finished the campaign for this game. I started it, and I just never got through it. So, I'm sure I'll probably get some hate or flack for that. I know I need to go do it, but I've just fallen into so many other better games that I just have not really wanted to come back to it. But eventually I will. Luckily, I haven't seen any spoilers, which also tells me that apparently no one else has probably played it either. The campaign's been out for how long, and I haven't heard a single person tell me anything about the story or leak anything. So either nothing happens, or it's just so not good that no one cares. Normally, back in the day, if it was a Halo game, it'd be, it would be leaked almost instantly. So I don't know which one it is, but I need to find out. Gears of War. I'm going to start off by saying I don't think there's a bad Gears of War game. Even Judgment, the prequel, added the new stuff to the Horde mode. I thought about it, and I guess just by default, because it was original, I would have to go Gears of War 1. There's nothing bad about it. It just didn't have the production value and everything, because they didn't realize it was going to be such a big hit. So it's just not as pretty to look at. Story's not bad. I don't think the story's bad in any of the games or really anything. Gears has been pretty solid from start to finish, so by default I had to go Gears of War 1. I can't find really anything I don't like about really any of the franchise, so Gears of War 1 it is. Fallout. This is an interesting one. I don't know for certain, but I think that let's say first of all, when I'm saying Fallout, I'm just going to say I'm not counting 76. 76 would be the obvious answer for the worst game. It's better now, but the launch was absolutely atrocious in pretty much every way. I'm sticking to the mainline series here, also with New Vegas, but I'm going to say 4. I think most people would probably go 3. But to me, 4, still not a bad game, but the story was pretty predictable. And I just think it's the worst entry in the series. Assassin's Creed. There's quite a few options here. How many games do they have? I'm also not including the little spin-offs. I'm just going to try to do the main. But I'm going to go with Unity. I just never really had interest in this game. I think that I'm one of the few people, I'm just going to admit, I'm not an Assassin's Creed purist. Okay, I do like stealth games, but I love a certain type. I love Metal Gear, I love Tenchu, but the beginning of the Assassin's Creed series, for me, was very falling flat. Everything seemed like you're doing the same thing over and over again. So the different introductions with Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, those are definitely my favorites. So I'm not a purist, so you can hate me for that if you want, but I own the whole series, and Unity just falls flat for me. It just doesn't have the special sauce, as they say, at least in my opinion. Next, I'm going to go Mass Effect. You already know the answer to this. It's Andromeda. Even with me who has hot takes, you couldn't imagine that I'd pick anything but Andromeda, right? Yeah, I didn't. It's Andromeda. Everybody knows the first three are very highly regarded. Rightfully so. Andromeda falls short in pretty much every way, but I'm still looking forward to Mass Effect 5, hopefully in the future. Battlefield. Boy, there were some options here. I'm going to go with Hardline, though. As much as the new game had issues, 2042, I think it's what it's called, might even be 2142, hell, I don't even remember. It's been a while since I played it. I pretty much gave up on it. Hardline, the whole cops versus robbers thing to me, I just never was interested in it. I don't really see the appeal. I don't care. It's not, for any political reason or anything. That I could care less about that. It just doesn't really interest me in any way. Battlefield's fallen on some hard times. That's definitely for sure. Hopefully they're able to turn it around and get something good out. It feels like it's been... I'm going to be honest, I think the last good Battlefield game was Battlefield 4. However long that was ago. Good lord. We're going back in time. But yeah, Battlefield has hit some hard times, man. EA's have struggles, that's for sure. Call of Duty. Oh boy. There's many choices. Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. I think the only saving grace for me is on Black Ops 3 they released the remastered original zombie maps, so I just played it instead. The exosuit and all that dumbness, Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, it's pretty much all trash. I'm gonna be honest, Modern Warfare 2, it's also terrible. Not gonna lie, and I'm not just shitting on these games just to shit on them. I actually do own them and have paid money for them, and it's just not for me. I'm gonna say that even more atrocious than what those are, Warzone is just bad. Its flow is just wrong. I'm gonna sound like the two-time. The audio is atrocious. It's just not it. I know, as far as I know, it's one of the top the top BRs in the world. I think Apex and Fortnite are still more. I don't know that to be true, but I feel like they're more popular. But Warzone is just bad. Call of Duty has also fallen on hard times. I feel like I've hit the point with it to where I've just given up. I've been saying it for a long time how I'm not going to buy the new one, but I really have just jumped off the wagon at this point. I'm interested to see, hopefully the deal goes through, and I'm interested to see what Xbox can maybe hopefully do with them, but man, it sure is rough. It just doesn't seem fun anymore. It's lost that fun aspect, so. Another game, this is not a game in a series, but it just made me think of it while I was doing this about Call of Duty. Hyperscape? Does anybody remember Ubisoft Battle Royale? What the hell was that game? Like, seriously. I actually saw it the other day and I went to go look it up. And apparently it's already been taken off the stores and it's already dead. And I'm like, I remember thinking it was bad, but it must have been really bad. So, I don't know. That one just randomly popped up in my head. I'm like, man, that one was pretty rough. So, yeah, I will say my favorite Call of Duty, not to get off topic, but was World at War and original Black Ops 1. Which, yeah, those were the ones when I was younger, but I feel like those were the best games the Call of Duty has done. The original Call of Duty 4 is pretty solid, too. And the original Modern Warfare 2, but it just really... Black Ops 2, and when they started, pretty much after all that, it's just where it went downhill. Let's talk Madden. Boy, Madden sure has a lot of misses. I'm going to sound like I just hate everything, but Madden 23, the newest, I think it's 23. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's not good. It's pretty bad. It's probably the most broken I've seen a Madden in a long time, and that's saying something. Ultimate Team is just still broken. Things don't make sense. Hell, even last year's we had like a 12-foot tall player, but just the mechanics and the catch mechanics, the throw mechanics are so inaccurate. Nothing ever makes any sense. The defensive players don't do what they're supposed to do. They don't play the right defense. The computer players play man zone. They just adjust to whatever they need to. They're geniuses. And it's just awful. I wish now more than ever that we could get something. The idea is that everybody wants NFL 2K back, but I'm going to tell you, my next topic is NBA 2K. This game has fallen from grace as well. I don't know if I want 2K to touch football because I feel like they already screwed up basketball. I feel like the last good 2K was like 2K16 or 17. I don't know. They change little things every year, and it feels like it just gets worse. The games are somewhat a little bit closer than last year in most cases. The shot's still broken. There's still playmaking shot creators. There's still people who don't have the abilities. They don't use stamina. Just shoot everything from half court. Can't rebound. The dunk doesn't make any sense. It's just pretty bad. That's been a hot, honestly, I don't even remember. And I'm not just being a hater. If you look back, anybody who knows me in our group, we played 2K, Madden a lot. Especially 2K is our squad group. It used to be NBA Live forever ago. We go do live runs. We played online as our squad. And then 2K, live, of course, went away. And we switched over to 2K, and it was good for a little bit. But it's definitely fallen. It's become a cash grab. It's just what it is. Madden is the same way with their Ultimate Team this year. You don't get any good cards for anything. It's just boring. It's just total miss for me. I love Madden, so I don't, I always end up buying it every year, but I'm really starting to wonder. And 2K, I'm pretty much done with. I've been saying that for years, so I think it's time for me to actually stop and just stop believing they're ever going to do anything. On a more positive note, obviously we're on Wednesday, and typically I record right after AEW's on. That's not really for any reason other than I'm always watching it every Wednesday. But had some thoughts. So the Acclaimed and their raps. I dig the Acclaim. They're over. They're good in the ring. I think they bring a lot to the table. So I'm all for the Acclaimed. Support them. And but sorry, I got lost there. As far as the raps goes, I think it's good stuff. I think I know the whole Jared and Angle thing is kind of played out. But I thought the small dig at that and the whole idea of them trashing Jarrett and everything, I just think it's good stuff. I think it'll help them get more over, and I hope they continue doing that stuff. And it also helps them seem like more of an attraction where they don't have to be wrestling every week to be over. And when you're able to do that because you have such an interesting character, is when you cross over that line. Samoa Joe continues to be a mega heel. I've been a big fan of Joe forever, since TNA, Ring of Honor. He's solid. It's nice to finally see him getting some time. I know it's kind of rough to see what's happened to Wardlow. I don't know what their plans are with Wardlow, to be honest, or what they're going to do with them. Maybe they're going to have him make a run at MJF later on. But I feel like Joe is definitely getting more and more heat, and he's getting the time. And I dig it. I think it shows. Which leads also back into Darby being back. It's always good to see Darby. Darby's still really over with the crowd. I know Darby's had the TNT title. I think we're all, just like Jungle Boy, we're anxiously awaiting for them to get their big push. And that's not a dig. I mean, you can only have one champion at a time, and it'll take time. And I really do think they are the pillars. So I think that, I'm just anxiously waiting when it's going to be their time and how it's going to go. I'm genuinely interested in how that's going to happen. Bryan Danielson and MJF. MJF's always over. He knows how to get heat. He plays the character 24/7. Zero chance that Bryan Danielson's going to win this title, of course, but I'm anxious to see how we're going to get some good matches. We're going to get some, pretty decent feud. I'm most anxious to see how many matches it goes, and then who's going to be the next feud for MJF. I don't really know. I know none of us know, but if Hangman ends up beating Mox in their feud, it could be Hangman. But we'll have to see. There's a lot of people they could slide in there. I think as far as who should dethrone MJF later on, I think it's got to be either Wardlow, Jungle Boy, or Darby. Starks has already fought him. Starks would have been a good fit, but that was an early one to get it off, and they pushed Ricky pretty hard, even though he didn't win. So it's nice to see Ricky already in another feud. But I think one of those three is the way to go. One thought I had during the show was the Mox and Hangman segment. I'm not gonna lie, with knowing what the unfortunate stuff is, but I'm not on the inside. Okay, it's pretty common knowledge that Adam Cole, as far as we know, had a concussion, and we're just anxiously waiting to come back. We wish him all the best. Adam Cole's awesome, so get healthy. Hope to see you soon, but kind of made me wonder if they queued him in on the storyline. Not that he's running the show, but the whole concussion angle, knowing that. Again, I'm not offended, okay? I'm not that type of guy. I was like, man, that's pretty serious thinking. That's what it made me immediately think of was Adam Cole, so, I guess just missing him being in the ring. I think Mox and Hangman should be a good feud. I'm interested to see where either one of them go. It could be a multiple match thing. Mox has been on top for so long. I don't think they're going to let him lose, but I'm just interested to see where that's going to go. As far as this weekend, we have... Oh, Happy New Year's to everybody, by the way. Also, got some college football, the major day bowl games for the playoff. Interested to see how that goes. Just glad Alabama's not in it, not going to lie. So that fact alone just makes me happy. It makes me want to watch it even more. Anxious to see how the football weekend's going to go. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say anything, but I'm hoping we have some upsets, and hopefully that goes in my favor. So, looking forward to that. Got to see the Christmas games. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. The NFL Christmas games were atrocious, as we all knew was going to happen. It was just not good, sorry. But I did catch the Celtics game. Big win over the Bucks. Hopefully keep going in the right direction. I know they're the number one seed, but they had a little bit of slump. So hoping they can build on that and, get some stuff moving forward. Do still plan on having the music episode and plan on having many guests for that one. I do already have my list. I'm not going to lie. It was supposed to be top 5 favorite albums. So naturally, I have about 25. I do have a top 5, but there's a lot of them that I felt like I just couldn't leave out. So I hope you guys, are interested in that as well. I love music, and I think it's and also music. It's a personal connection for what it means to you. It's subjective, and by saying that, it's not. There's genres I don't like and stuff like that, but that doesn't matter to everybody. It's, like I said, it's what it means to you. So I'll try to kind of explain what I feel like that means to me and why it connects to me, and I'll attempt to get that out of everybody else as well. I'm not sure when that episode's going to be. The plan was to usually have these every Wednesday, but looks like I may have to change that if we're going to have some conflicts there. As a last thought, I did finally finish Callisto Protocol through the madness of the holidays, and I'm going to say it was, it felt like it was definitely a letdown for me, to be honest. By the time I knew I was halfway through, I just wanted it to end, and once I hit that point, it's just really not good, so, that's my personal opinion, but I've got a lot of games, obviously The Witcher 3, next-gen upgrade come out, I need to finish Midnight Suns, I'm playing through Dragon Quest, I've got a lot of stuff. I also still have my save file, I'm on Calamity Ganon, on Breath of the Wild, and I've got to finish it. I know we talked about it not being a favorite in the Zelda series for sure, but I've got to finish it, so I need to get that done, but I've got a lot of games, and I think what I'm going to try to do is try to stray away from buying a few new games. I think The Forspoken, I played the demo, I think it's pretty solid, but I think I'm going to wait. Harry Potter, Hogwarts, I'm going to buy that. I'm still super sketched out about, I can't even think of the freaking name of it now, it must be good. I almost said Sea of Thieves, because it's pretty much what it seems like it is, but it's the Ubisoft pirate game, whatever the hell it's called. Can't even remember now. That's good. You can tell I didn't find this episode to write this down, but yeah, whatever the name of that game is, I'm very sketched out. The one that's been delayed like 8 times. But we'll see. I'll try to give it a chance, but I may wait a little bit on that one too before I throw the money down. For sure, but we'll see. You never know. Dead Space. I'm excited for it, but I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to wait on it too, just to try to help myself out, and hopefully, finally. Also, I have not been able to stream with my video a lot because I am waiting on building or getting my new gaming PC, which hopefully was within the month, and then I can do some streaming games for you guys. Right now, my laptop that I've been using, the HDMI port, which is the only video out, has quit. So, and as I explained on the last pod, the half-blind joke is no joke. I can only see out of my left eye, so the laptop screen does not do it for me. It just doesn't work. I need a bigger screen, so I don't have, I can stream some stuff on PlayStation and Xbox for you guys. You'll just be able to hear me. I don't know what the hell happened with the last thing I did for Overwatch where it didn't record anybody's voice. I had a whole group in there, and we were cutting jokes and everything, and then just didn't record it, so that's on me. I screwed that up. I don't know how, but I'll figure it out. But if you're wondering why I haven't streamed any games lately, that's why. I'm just waiting, but I hope to have that resolved within the next month. So stick patient. Yeah, make sure you find your sticks and take them to the doctor. Yeah, get you some stick patience. No, stay patient with us. We'll do what we can. I'll get you guys some more content out there. I want to do a plethora of different things, and I hope to had an idea to do another video, or not another, because we haven't done one, but a video pod episode. Hopefully I can get everybody in the same room. We could do a live video pod on YouTube for you guys. Kind of switch it up if you're interested in that. But we also are going to see Babylon sometime this weekend. Oh, yes. Babylon is, of course, the new Brad Pitt movie. I did go see Avatar 2. I did forget completely about that. No, I think it was a decent movie. I don't think there's anything. I mean, there's a couple plot holes that I found, and there's no perfect movie out there, let's be honest. There's always some sort of plot holes, but I felt like I spotted that. It didn't completely kill the movie. I was kind of like, what's up with that? So there was that. Graphically it looked pretty decent. I'd probably give it like a 7.5, 8 out of 10, somewhere in there, if I actually had a scale that I've never created, so I'm just throwing that together. I also wasn't like a super fan of the original Avatar, but if you're interested in seeing it, it's pretty decent. So I would say give it a shot if you really want to see it. And I'll try to let you guys know what I feel about Babylon on the next episode, unless I record it beforehand. But Happy New Year's to you guys. I hope everybody had a happy holidays. And until next time, you guys have a good one.